Well, it's been long enough, but I finally have all of my items to tier uniques. And I hit level 31, which is no accomplishment. So, Jatons came on, and I've been farming these too, just for resistances. I don't really need to explain Jatons came on. Thunderdome because of bonus to strength and pretty decent defense. Featherclaw because of faster movement speed, more attack rating, open wounds, and flat dexterity. Lion Paw for all attributes, flat life, flat mana, and total character defense. Inviticus because of great defense, damage reduction, all attributes, more total character defense, and Lion Stance bonus damage. So, just wanted to explain that. And before I get going here, this will be the last segment of I Post of Median for a little bit, because the developers are currently working on a 1.1 version patch. So after this segment, I will wait till that patch comes out, and then resume the playthrough once I get that patch installed, or once they release it and I get it installed. And they said that I will not have to, or they said we won't have to reset our characters, which I can certainly hope. I do believe them though, because it's an update to 2017. This isn't a brand new version. So anyway, now that that's been explained, it's that time to run through Act 2. Oh, and of course, Rock Shatter. Enhanced damage, max damage, crushing blow, more enhanced weapon damage, flat strength, life after kill, blast wave. Every single one of those attributes are phenomenal. I mean, if you get enough life after kill and can kill quickly enough, there's your life regen. And you don't even need perfect rubies to make it happen either. So, just with what little I have in S-Maxed Wolf Stance, that's only 4 points. According to this, I already have 1 in 3 chance of Crushing Blow. And that's with the Crushing Blow. Yeah, you see how fast I kill these grubbers now? That's one of the reasons I went with Wolf Stance instead of Lion Stance. Although, now that I've said that, let's see what Wolf Stance... Oh, a Lion Stance also seems to one-hit kill everything. But, yeah, I still am not the greatest fan of increased physical damage done to the character, even if it's not that much. Now, when I did the throw barb in or the over... God damn it. Of course, I got hit by a fucking Punisher. Anyway, when I did the Overkill barb in XVI, I remember Island of the Sunless Sea and Level Challenge 1 and the Aeneid Challenge being absolutely no problem for the build. Okay, I'm gonna have to avoid all this crap. Goodness. Actually, let's try Fortress and Lion Stance. Okay, that did nothing. Actually, wait. Okay, I thought it would actually be a lot more than that, but... Oh well. I get the corpse. Speaking of corpses, apparently version 1.1 will technically not remove corpse retrieval, but corpses will apparently spawn in town right next to where you spawn at when you die. So if this is true, then that will mark the end of corpse retrieval. And, you know, thank God. Like, The idea of corpse retrieval might have been acceptable in the vanilla D2, but obviously in median that's going to be like a million times. That was like a million times harder if you got killed using blink over the wall to get over the walls of Duncraig. And they're gonna add more entrances to different areas. I'm not gonna make a separate video about explaining the changes for those of you who haven't seen yet, but most of my subscribers watching this, I'm sure, are already aware. But for those of you who aren't, summoning Ubers are gonna be removed. I guess dark summoning in general is going to be removed, and if that's the case, then how the hell are we going to get the mirror mini game? You know, the one where you kill the shard spawn. Like, how are we going to get that mini game done unless we just leave Bale alive forever? Which brings me to my next talking point. Actually, apparently they're going to rework the Bale fight again and make it supposedly epic. I don't know what they're going to do with that other than just give Bale a shitload of increased health. But the problem there is doing that will bring back the heroic shield, which the developers have been working so hard to remove. Which is why we have the player damage reduction and the enemy health reduction. I don't know, but I don't know how they plan to make the fight epic, but whatever. They're gonna rebalance a lot of skills too, because like I've heard that if you S-max Protector Spirit and Shamanic Trance, you can get up to like 2,000% enhanced weapon damage, and it was really broken, or it is really broken, I should say. So yeah, that's a problem. But, well, it's a problem in the sense that it's silly to have that much, to be that broken over one skill. Any other changes I could think of? Oh yeah, the new areas. I mentioned, like, apparently they're just gonna add new areas to places, and this will replace summoning Ubers and heroic bosses. Apparently the entrances to these places are going to be handled much like Travancore or Kuras 3000 being accessible via a trapdoor in Travancore. Apparently these new areas are going to operate like that, from what I understand. And when that happens, and if once documentation on how this works is revealed, I may actually go back and like try some of these Ubers with the melee sorceress and the elemental tree warden, just to see how it works. Now I'm hoping this patch doesn't remove or ruin pre-existing charms. I mean, I can understand wanting to rebalance them, but I hope that it doesn't remove charms that we've already obtained. Because I know they were talking about reworking what certain things do from patch to patch, and just automatically replacing them with the new stats, basically, so they wouldn't be completely removed, but still reworked, so it wouldn't be completely broken if something was nerfed. If that makes any sense. And I don't remember anything else that the version 1.1 is going to be changing offhand. I am still going to back up my all of my files though, just in case for some reason it doesn't work. Oh yeah, Tempest when I level up. That's also a result of Thunderdome, but since I'm not investing any points in energy, that's not going to be a factor. Okay, so Wolf Companion, I'm not putting a point into. Wolf Stance is maxed. Spirit Guide is maxed. I'm gonna max that. Flat lightning damage, I do not care one single bit about. And that was an excellent 2-second fight there. Alright, chest. Staff of Kings, yep. I'm only going to be investing enough... I'm only going to be investing enough vitality. No. I'm going to be investing enough perfect gems to S-max my resistances after I obtain Sunstone of the Elements, or Elemental Prism. And after I get the Anya upgrade, because like I really don't want to have to spend too much into perfect gems to S-max my resistances. I would rather spend it in jewels with well, since I can't reroll rares, once I get to that point where I can effectively and easily craft jewels from item level 99, I'm going to be having, I think, Burr crafted life leech jewels with bonus attack rating. Also preferably 2% bonus to vitality, but again, that might take forever. Since I can't reroll rares, you know. If I could reroll rares, believe me, I would be doing as much as it takes to get 2% vitality and bonus attack rating. Just so I don't have to invest a lot of points into dexterity. Now, I do realize I can also get like get some crafted items going and give it the Abandoned Shrine blessing too, in hopes that that gives a lot of attack rating. But I don't know if I want to do that. I might just want to focus entirely on vitality. Because I've mentioned this before, the Barbarian in Median is one of the few builds that actually has a benefit to investing in vitality. Nothing else in the game does, apart from Paladins. And Necro Summoners, too. From what I understand. Provided they don't use elemental totems to improve the totem damage. Now, since Eagle Stance no longer has reduced damage like it did in XVI, that could be an option I could try for once I inevitably build the Fortress Barbarian. And from what I understand, it's a lot easier to find Kraken Stance in this version as opposed to XVI. I know the Javelin Nova proc was really hard to find in XVI, but I was just finishing his statement. Javelin Nova was really, really hard to find in XVI, but when I was trying to make a really good abandoned crafted ceremonial armor for the melee sorceress, I must have run into that Javelin Nova proc at least 3 times. So obviously the rarity of that has been increased. The rarity has been decreased, so I could so I can actually find it and avoid the eternal shatter the flesh. Oh, I didn't even realize Voodoo shot. I didn't even realize I was attacking any of them. So what's my defense now? 3,600. Okay. I think if you can get a character's defense up to, I think, like 6,000 or so, that's usually enough to do level challenge 1. So I'm already well on my way there, given all my armor is only tier 1, and that's how much defense I have. You get out of here, poison spitter. Okay. Okay, oh, he does have the multi-shot modifier. And turn up the volume because I don't know how audible the game is.
It is good to know that the sun shines once again.
And yes, I gotta talk to Drognin.
I've heard you.
If I'm leaving any details of Median 2017 version 1.1 out, then I apologize. I basically already said the main aspects of what I really needed to mention. Other than, actually, before I forget, some Ubers are being reworked. I don't know the entire list of Ubers that are being reworked, but I know that they mentioned that the Ashari Sanctum and the Void would be reworked. Now, for those of you unfamiliar, because it's not like I have ever done it on any of my characters for YouTube, Yashari Sanctum is an enormous maze, and the Void is just a complete piece of shit, which is why I've never done them. Yashari Sanctum's normal enemies aren't that hard. The hard part of that was navigating the maze and killing the bosses. And yes, you do need... I'm not going to say you need the exact right sacred uniques, but you do need to have some crafted stuff to be able to counter the various bosses. And if I were to ever do that with any of my tunes, then I'll actually purposefully not have the map explored. Like, I would re-roll the map so it would be hidden. And the reason being is because it's confusing enough even knowing where you've been, because I have tried it in the past. It's confusing enough knowing where you've already been, much less not knowing where you've already been. So... and so far I've pretty much done the entirety of Act 2. Well, not quite the entirety of Act 2, but a lot of it in less than... Okay. You need to go away. There we go. And, yeah, Fora Forendale it is. Now, quick question here. Quick question here. Should I invest in, should I invest additional points into, Ancient Blood? Because obviously every hard point improves, attack speed and, maximum life. Actually, I think soft points affect max life too. But every 4 points, I can invest another hard point into each of my skills. So, I don't know if that's one I should max, though. Like, I know obviously that's extremely useful, but would I really need to with this build, given I'm killing stuff from a fair distance thanks to Overkill? And I would not mind feedback on that. Obviously, if I have points to spare, like, I'm not going to be investing a shitload of points into Overkill just for more axes, because as long as I can use, like, this already covers a decent enough area, and as long as I can kill stuff and very quickly, I don't mind using more. As far as I know, now, this was the way it was. Now, what I'm about to say pertains to XVI, not 2017, was that even if you put hard points into Overkill, it didn't really affect the radius, or the area of effect that much. Like, not by a huge amount, anyway. But then again, in XVI, as I've said, the one hard point in Overkill would cost 40 mana to cast, and it would decrease with each hard point you put in. But here, it starts off at 8, and increases. So, basically, the need to put hard points in the early game is decreased. And I won't get to hear the one-liner. I actually forget what the one-liner was. Okay, can I kill this thing? There we go. And let's see. Circle. Yeah, that's what Blast Wave does. It is amazing. And once Rock Shatter gets up to tier 5 and 6, the chance to cast that upon kill is up to 4%. Which might not seem like a lot, but it becomes pretty useful later on. Let's see. See, now I feel... See... Okay, come on. See, I would like to put it on Players 8 now, just for more experience, but I have a feeling if I do that, then I'm gonna suck. Although, with that said, I'm like one-shotting everything. So, and obviously I have all my tier uniques now, so that might not be as much of a problem. And I still am not entirely sure where I'm supposed to go. Actually, I think I do know. I think that would probably be... For God's sakes. Okay, there we go. I think it's this one, if I'd have to make a guess. Also, I like how I can attack stuff through the door that is closed. That's pretty good. Okay. F8 just for Eagle's stance for some life regen. Uh-oh. Oops, I didn't realize I had accidentally switched here. You need to go away. So, hello. I have a feeling that once this build hits level 120, and especially gets a lot of great sacred items and such, I have a feeling this build could really decimate the cow level, and thus level 121, reaching level 121 would be way easier. It would be way easier than with other builds. Especially if I have a lot of on-kill procs. It's like, eventually I could replace this with Craft with Shower of Rocks. Kraken Stance. If I were to go with that. I could keep Inviticus for a while. Gloves I'm not sure about. I guess just a Quiet Craft. If I were to go in all Vitality, maybe. Because Stormblast won't help. I guess... Oh wait, Nephilim for this. Erewhon for this. If I wanted to go to physical damage. Because that Erewhon, and I used that in the Elemental Tree Warden and Melee Necro playthroughs, and it was awesome for both of those. Here will be even better, I think, because that gives... It'll actually make use of the bonus vitality. Yep, 10 seconds. That was a pretty good fight. And... Alright. What are my stats? 20, 20, 34... 20, 20, 34, and 40. Alright. And the Venomous Trance Aura. There we go. You are doomed, Flower Prowler. And I'm still trying to... I would like to get Kraken Stance as soon as I can to see how well that deals with the Necrobots, because I'm still uncertain of what to go with to deal with physical immunes. I mean, a Diablo player mentioned not that long ago, as of the time I'm recording this, for Snake Stance. The problem there is that doesn't do the most amount of damage from what I recall. Plus, I almost feel like I'd have to invest in a Eagle Stance to be able to really make use of the poison damage. But... And plus, Lion Stance might be better for damage.
I have failed. Diablo has freed his accursed brother. The world remains at their mercy.
Alright, so already done with Act 2 in technically less than 30 minutes. And guess I'll talk to Atma to get that officially cleared. And officially I've hit Act 3. So that's the end of this segment. And just make sure I got everything. Yep. And I'll see you when patch 1.1 is released. See you then.